Videographers make their retainers harder to sell when they try and force their client into one single offer. The smartest thing you can do is sit there and diagnose what their actual problem is and then prescribe them a tier or a package that fits. Having a tier-based retainer system turns the sales combo from do you want this package to here is the right level of support for you. Sell the prescription, not the package. Just before we get started, if you want the custom GPT that's going to take your main retainer program and strip it back into tiers, I'll leave that in the top link of the description. Jump down there, grab it, put it to good use. At the start, we had one hero retainer product. It was called the ecosystem. Now the ecosystem is broken up into a bunch of different tiers that suit different people. But at the start, we just had one main hero product, our main hero retainer. We'll just represent that with a circle. And all different clients would reach out and want to use us. Some clients we can describe as like a square, some were a triangle, you get the gist. But the thing was, we were trying to fit clients that were triangles into our circle shape. So they would reach out and have certain problems, struggling with different things, a different level of where they're at with their business, with their content, with their marketing, and we would try and mold them and force them into the circle shape where they weren't a circle. And then other people would come along that were a square and they also wouldn't fit into our circle shape. So this is where we were like saying no to clients, but it was at our own detriment because we just had this one offer, this one prescription that if people reaching out didn't fit that, we would just say, oh, sorry, we're not a good fit or you're not ready for the package yet. When in reality, instead of trying to force a triangle into a circle or force a square into a circle and just sit around and literally wait for other circles to come along where they would fit into our offer, what we now do is create a bunch of these different tiers. So now we've got a circle tier, we've got a triangle tier, and we've got a square tier. So when different clients come to us at different levels with different problems, different stages in their business, we can prescribe them the circle tier if that's what they want. We can prescribe them the triangle tier if that's better for them. Or if they want the square tier, we can push them through that door. And it was after doing this that your sales conversations become super, super easy, because it goes from you having this circle package that you need to try and take what they're saying and try to mold it into how it could fit your circle offer. Now you can just sit back and listen to their problems, where they're at, how they're experienced with content, how much video have they done before, what type of marketing have they tried in the past. Rather than sit there and force them and mold them into a circle, we can just say, okay, well, why don't you do this? We've got a package for this, do that. Just recently, one of my clients, Colby, started up this cool little offer. So I guess he's got his own variations of circle, square, and triangle offers. But the new employee he just hired, her name's Jade. Jade loves iPhone Reels. So she loves going to shoots, doing iPhone Reels, that short, sharp, kind of organic feeling content. So rather than try and force people into this offer, Colby's just now, we can do it like almost like a diamond shape. So Colby's now got this other tier, this other offer that Jade really likes to do. So now when he talks to people that might not be looking for such a big system that our circle tier might be, they could just be looking for quick, short, sharp content once a month, once every 2 months at coffee shop, building site, wherever it is. And that could be his diamond offer. So now when he talks to these people, rather than saying, go away, like we only really work with people that want content, socials, paid ads, big marketing system, he now has this special diamond offer where he can say, oh yeah, we've actually got a tier for that. Like we work with some clients that just want iPhone videos, maybe 4, 5, 6 different iPhone videos. We can do that. I'll shoot you through the info. So you go from not being able to accept clients and help them to having a tier and a delivery system for what they need, which comes back to our key point in sell the prescription, not the package. All right, so let's break down what this could actually look like. So I guess we'll just take us, for example. We have tier 1, which we'll use as our top package. We have tier 2, our middle ground, and we'll have tier 3. I'll just break down, because everyone's gonna have different types of videos, socials, ads, what you wanna put in it. I'm gonna put in the main characteristics of each one. So for us, I guess tier 1 is gonna be heavy content, because we wanna think of our tier 1 as our main headline retainer. This is probably going to need a sales doc. It's probably going to be a 2-meeting close. It's going to be a lot of in-depth work in terms of content, socials, paid ads structure, maybe extra design. So this is the type of package that people probably won't sign up with on the call or jump at straight away. This tier 1 package here is usually the byproduct of starting people on lower tiers and over time building them up to where they're ready for a tier 1. And this is where we were going wrong. Our tier 1 used to be, like I said before, our circle offer. So if people came to us who were triangle down here, we were trying to force them to go from this is where they were at into being a circle offer, which again is selling hard. It's hard work. They don't like it. We don't really like it. So this whole tier system helps break that down. So this is going to be heavy contact. This is heavy content rather. This is going to be high comms. So they're going to need a high level communication. And this is going to be an in-depth package. So this is basically running full marketing for a business. So that's our circle offer. This is the big headline pack, and this can be anywhere from $4,500 plus. This is where you're pretty much going to take over most of their marketing. It's a lot of money for them usually, and it's a lot of work for you. So there's only a certain number of clients that you can kind of fit into this package here. So just be wary that not everyone's going to want to do this pack either for themselves or you actually delivering, because it is a lot of work. Next one could be our tier 2 offer. This is the one that a lot of clients gravitate towards because this one's priced usually around 2.5. This is just us for in Australia. So this one's usually priced around $2,500, which again, it's good for them. It looks very cheap compared to the main one. And it's also going to be good for us because we're going to have like a middle ground worth of content. So it's not going to be as much content as that first one. Might be simple posting. So rather than posting a lot or posting a lot of carousels, graphics, photos, extra things, it could just be simply posting the videos that you do here. And then again, it might just have simple ads that achieve a specific result, maybe awareness or profile visits in here. So this is our square offer. The people that we find come into our circle offer here usually start as squares and work their way up, because this is the perfect place to start. If you're talking to them on the call, again, you're diagnosing on the call, you're thinking, okay, they've done a little bit of content, they kind of get it, their business is kind of starting to go, they're not a beginner down here, or they don't want a cheaper option down here. They might be in the groove of things and wanting just to kind of ramp things up a bit. The square offer or tier 2 offer is perfect for that. Like I said before, it's going to be good for them because it's slightly cheaper. It's not too expensive that it's outrageous and they expect a lot, which is also good for you because they're not expecting the world. Like in here, this part, the tier 1 here, this could have lead gen ads, a lot of sales-based KPIs, whereas this is just getting started with content consistently. So it's good for them, cheaper, not a lot of expectations, easy to over-deliver or really nail the content. And it's good for you because, again, they're not expecting what's in this package. Where if you just set up a single package and your hero product was this square tier 2 offer, clients expect, because that's your top offer, they almost expect it to be a circle. They expect it to be a big major offer. Whereas when you break it down like this to them, they kind of realize that there's a pathway to get the big dog offer. All right, moving on to tier 3, our we call it a triangle offer. This is usually high margin for us anyway. I'll give you 2 breakdowns. High margin, high leverage. So for us, this means usually ads only. So we'll take the ads part of our tier 1 offer and just do that here. So our triangle offer is usually ads only. So it's nothing to do with content. It's usually for people out of area or people that are just looking for paid ads or some way where they can still work with us, get our expertise, but we're actually not there to film the content. Another option that some of my clients do is make this tier offer kind of a one-off. So this stuff, tier 1, tier 2, usually ongoing retainer type content where you could make your triangle offer one-off in terms of maybe content and then ads. So that way, again, back to our diagnose, and prescribe method when we're talking to people, if you're talking to a client and they're not too interested in ongoing content, they're kind of just saying, hey, would you mind coming for a shoot? And you're saying, hey, do you want to do this ongoing, or you're just looking for like a one-off thing? Just general probing questions. They might say, hey, not really interested ongoing, just trying to dip our toes in and do that. So rather than try and, again, talk them into doing a circle offer, we can say, oh yeah, cool, well, we've got actually a package for that. So you get this amount of videos, and we also run them as simple ads just to help get new eyeballs to your page. It's called Pro Package, Triangle, whatever you want to call it. And that's this much per month. I can send you the proposal doc for that over after the chat. So you had a chat on the call, you gave them context around the offer that you think is the best prescription for them, and then you're going to send that proposal doc follow up after that. Sometimes tier 2 and tier 3 can just be straight on the phone. So once you're describing what's in each one, you listen, diagnose, prescribe them a tier. Sometimes I'll just say, yeah, that sounds good, let's get it started. And you can just send them that agreement or onboarding email and get going straight from that. Again, your big proposal doc is probably going to come into play with your tier 1 offer. But that is exactly how we're breaking down our hero retainer down into different tiers that we can prescribe to different people at different stages in their business journey. Again, if you want that custom GPT, what you're going to do is put in your big circle offer or your tier 1 retainer offer, put everything you can provide for a client in terms of content, socials, ads, design, whatever it is, put all that into a package, put that into the custom GPT, and it's going to help you strip out what a tier 2 or a tier 3 offer could look like for you. And to tie it back to that diagnose and prescribe, it's just basically like a doctor. When you go to a doctor with a sore leg, as soon as you walk in there, they don't just go, oh, take this medicine, and just force a medicine or a remedy on you. They ask you questions. What's hurting? How long it's been hurting for? This and that. They're not just forcing a certain type of medication onto you. They're asking questions about the problem, about what's wrong with you. And then after that, they're going to prescribe the right medicine for you. We're doing the exact same thing with our retainer program. We're asking questions. How long have they done content for? Have they done any? How's their business going? What stage they're at? And then from that, we can prescribe them the right medication or the right tier to solve their problem. That pretty much wraps up exactly how to take your main hero product and strip it right back into different tiers to make selling a breeze. And if you want to see the roadmap of what making $10,000 a month with your video business looks like, all the way up to $1 million a year, watch this video next.